We'll straighten up.
Keep it clean. All right, we are live, Mr. Ganner.
It's Dawn's call. All month.
Welcome, everyone.
Dawn this
All
week,
month.
Rhonda next week, Sharona the week after that.
Nice.
I gotta honor it.
Seriously, welcome to the call, everybody. Welcome to our AMA Tuesday night. We have lots in store, of course, always in the background that we're working on. And we're so excited you're here. Thank you for joining us. Anybody want to speak up and give an update? Going once.
I volunteer, Peter.
Where's my tea?
Why, thank you for asking, Dawn.
Okay, thanks.
So, all right, well, guys, the market is proving to be that bear market that started about 16 months ago now, right? It went up a little bit, but it's gone off and it's slowly kind of correcting itself and moving in that direction. And of course, blockchain technology, however, continues to advance and continues to move in the right direction. We actually had an interesting call today. It's a Web 2 company that we're going to more than likely help bridge into some Web 3 stuff, right? But they're a traditional Web 2 company and, looking at Web 3. And one of the things that came up during the conversation was Web 3 is coming, but I think it's going to take some Web 2 stuff converting over to kind of bridge it and move it into the Web 3 space. So, we're keeping a very good eye on everything that's going on out there, talking to lots of different companies. It's to me a little disappointing. If we had a bigger community right now, there are some things we could get involved with that I believe could make tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, but our community is not big enough and we won't take on anything that we can't deliver, right? We've got a great reputation out there of being the people that if we say, hey, we're going to do something, come heck or high water, we get it done, right? And that's actually just not the norm out there, especially in the crypto space, right? 99% of the people that say they're going to do something, it's all talk, right? There's a 1%, a very small group that actually go out there, take action, make it happen. And that's us, right? And so, there are some great things that we're looking at that, we're just not ready for yet. But, we're going to continue to push forward and move the things that we are. I can tell you guys, we've been out. So, we've got Otherverse, the public offerings taking place. After that, you'll have the beta version of it will go, right? Closed beta, open beta go to. At that point, we're going to have the TGE, the token generation event, which is going to be awesome. But yesterday we went out and we said, oh, hey, here's a metaverse on the Polygon chain, right? It's they're having a conference at South by Southwest coming up here very quickly. Huge event. Polygon picks this as one of their products that they're showing at this conference. And I don't want to be mean, but if that's the best that they have to show at their conference, oh my goodness, guys. It's what we have with Otherverse. It's not even a major league against a T-ball league, right? It's like a newborn baby against the absolute dream team of baseball. If you went and got the best pitcher, everybody the best and put them on one team, it'd be like that team playing against, 9 newborn babies, right? That just sit in their carriers, right? That's all they can do is sit in the carriers and you just start knocking home runs and, you're just scoring. And so it's like 9,742 to 1 in the first inning. They call the game because it just will go on forever because, you got to wait for those kids to grow up. It'll take them forever to grow up. By the time they grow up, the team is even better, right? So that's kind of the comparison of what we looked at yesterday. So, I got me thinking, of course, we already looked at Decentraland. We've already looked at Sandbox. Absolute turds, right? I mean, that's just the only way I can put it. Both of those projects, terrible, over $1 billion in net worth. And they're just horrible, right? And so but yet we look at the technology and the stuff that we have and the opportunities that will come with having a metaverse that's actually functions, that people can use it. And it's interesting because with what we're doing with Blockchain Alliance, we were talking, Ben was talking yesterday, and it's very much like back in, 1998, 99, when a business, you'd go to it and say, hey, auto mechanic, you need a website. The auto mechanic is like, what, are you stupid? I got the yellow pages, right? I mean, that's what they would say. And I know people who sold websites at the time, right? We had gotten involved in something, America Choice Mall at the time. And, we had these things we could resell the business. We started to talk to them, builders, doctors' offices, dentist offices, lawyers' offices. Is what the hell's wrong with you? We don't need a website. What do we need a website for? We've got the yellow pages. We got our billboard. We've got this. We've got clients that already come in. We'll never have a website. Every single one of them, 100%, have a website today, or they're out of business. The same thing is going to happen with Web3, guys. Businesses, people do not have a choice whether they are going to participate in the metaverse in Web3. You don't have a choice unless you're going to go live in a cabin, out in the woods and completely disconnect. If you're any part of society, because what's going to happen is businesses are going to find that it's better for them to operate business in this Web3 metaverse format. And they're going to say, hey, come here. This is where we do business. This is where our AI is able to operate and function and deliver the right information to you. It's more efficient for us to do business here, which means more profitable, right? Better customer service, better customer experience, better area to work on. So it's not a case of whether, hey, I'll be using. The real question is, are you going to let the metaverse pass you by? Are you going to let Web3 pass you by? And at some point, it's going to be this great thing. I'll tell you what, I wish I would have bought shares in Amazon, right? Every day, right? 4 times, 5 times a day, they're at our house. We literally have drinks and chips set up outside on the porch for the Amazon people, right? And most of the reason why is because otherwise they throw the packages down at the bottom of the stairs. If you have drinks and chips upstairs, they come up and get it because they want the chips and drinks, right? So they bring it all the way upstairs, right? But every single day they're coming there. And, I'll be honest with you, when I heard that there was a bookseller that was competing against Barnes and Noble and Borders Books, and it was called Amazon, it's like, you're like, that's a stupid name, right? Why would you name a bookseller after a damn river in freaking, South America, right? That's where the Amazon is, right? Why? What? That doesn't even make any sense, right? And then they start selling books, and then they go into the auction business. What a freaking disaster, right? Anybody here were around and tried to sell stuff on Amazon auctions? Absolute complete failure, right? Could not compete with eBay. And then they came up with just being a reselling source as they began to build customers. Guys, you can go through and listen to smart stock analysts, newsletters, articles in the newspaper, all of this stuff out there that said Amazon was dead. It was never going to survive, wasn't going to make it. The internet was dead. It's not going to make it. It was a fad. Literally articles written after the crash that fad's over with, let's see what the next tulip is going to be, right? Comparing it to something like a Beanie Baby or those type of things. Look, we have to use our brains when we're looking at this stuff and say technology continues to move forward. The system that's in place right now, a centralized system, is broken. It's broken. Somebody like a Jeff Bezos who provide. So how you become wealthy is not based on the amount of hours you work. It's the value that you create for other people. So let me ask a question real quick. Put a 1 in if you use Amazon and have packages delivered to your house. There's 27 people on here. There's probably going to be 26 at least ones in there, right? So you're looking at if you look at it from a value proposition, Jeff Bezos starting Amazon has created a tremendous amount of value. If you make a living off of, and I'll put in a 3 for my wife, if you make a living off of Amazon, you sell on Amazon, put a 3 in there, right? So I know there's probably maybe a couple, or eBay, or you got eBay, you've got Etsy, and Amazon. Does anybody make a living off of one of those? If so, put a 3 in, right? You're making money off of them. So all of these platforms have created a tremendous amount of value. So I can't say that Jeff Bezos doesn't deserve to be worth $170 billion and his ex-wife worth $60 billion. If you create value for over 1 billion people on the face of this earth, then you can collect a little bit of money from those billion people and you can become phenomenally wealthy. It makes sense. So here's the key. Those type of people are still going to exist, the people that are going to create value. Where's the difference in a decentralized system and a centralized system? It's the founders of the companies. It's somebody saying, I'm going to start the next Amazon or the next social media platform like Mark Zuckerberg. However, I'm going to run it from a decentralized standpoint instead of going out. And here's the key, guys. This is the part we have to get across. And I feel like I'm like beating a dead horse every week, right? Community is the key, not whether Peter's smart or dumb or whatever, right? Not how talented Dawn is, not how talented Jan or Rhonda or Corey or Doug, right? We can all celebrate Doug's ability to build software and trade for himself. The power is in the community. It's why we must figure out a way to get our community to grow. And by the way, we can't wait until it is a, bull market again. Because any community will grow in a bull market. We need to figure out how to convey this message in a bear market where we can begin to grow the community. Because the community, so here it is. I'm going to start a company. If I'm Amazon and I've got to go run the company, raise the money from wealthy investors, go figure out how to bring customers in the door. If I have to do it all, then I deserve to be worth $170 billion. However, if we as people begin to say, okay, we're done with the centralized shit, right? We're done with it. We're actually going to start taking responsibility for ourselves. And we're going to start directing our finances, our network, our talents, any of that stuff towards companies, projects that have founders that understand a decentralized world is more empowering to the individuals. And in turn, they say, if I don't have to go get the customers, if Peter Gantner, the founder of the company, doesn't have to get the customers, all I need to do is come up with the idea, and I need to come up with a little bit of initial funding. And then I go get it started. And then a community of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, 1 million people come behind me because they believe in me and they support me financially through products and services. And then they go out and share it to the rest of the world. So now I don't have to spend a lot of money on marketing. Then instead of me keeping 30, 40% of my company at the end of the day and only going to wealthy investors, I can simply take it to people. And I can take, instead of me being worth, let's say I built the next Amazon, instead of me being worth 170 billion, I'm only worth 17 billion, but the community gets the other 160 and more than that, actually, probably over $500 billion. Why? Because the wealthy investors that came on board and said, here's the money for you, Jeff, to buy those customers, to market to those customers, they got equity too. The first 20 people that put up $50,000 each, today, if they held onto their stock, would have been billionaires. Billionaires. So we, the people, get to decide whether a decentralized world where you get to participate, the participatory economy, becomes a reality or not. So what are ways that you guys can do that? First of all, you can invite people to these calls on the Nexus Ecosystem so they can hear this message, so we can get this out. Talking to people, going to meetup groups, right? There's still meetup groups happen, right? Business meetup groups, and talk to people about the participatory economy, about decentralization, about Web3. Guys, right now, if you know the word Web3, you're an expert in Web3. I'm serious. If you walk into a room and you say, I've listened to Peter give the last 3 AMAs, you are more of an expert than in the Web3 than 99.9% of the people out there. They don't even know what it means. And I'm not talking about people like that never heard of it. I'm talking about people that have come to us and said, I'm an expert in Web3, and they open their mouth and we're like, oh my God, you're so stupid. You're not even an expert in speaking, never mind in Web3, right? You don't even know what the heck you're talking about. I mean, I don't want to say any names, Gino maybe or something, right? I mean, we've talked to these young people who try to tell us they're experts in Web3, and you go listen to them, and all they're doing is going and grabbing a business book and writing down some terms and then spouting off a bunch of nonsense about Web3. The team that's here, guys, we understand Web3. We understand communities commerce. We understand the structures of it. We understand the participatory economy. What we need is the help of a community of people that are not just going to sit and wait for the next bull market to come, not just going to buy an NFT if we put it out there, which I love you. Thank you for doing it when we do, but are actually going to stand on soapboxes and say, okay, let me get my soapbox. Let me take some notes from the talks that I've heard on the AMAs, and let me get on my soapbox and let me go talk to people and say, a decentralized world, a majority decentralized world is better for each and every single human on the face of this earth. And here's why decentralization is better. And here's the results of a centralized society, right? We can point to it. Security breaches, the Jeff Bezos of the world, right? The craziness that happens, the politicians, all the stuff that takes place. We understand that right now for the average person. Let me ask you guys a question. If you believe that the centralized system is working for people, put in a 1. If you think it's not working, put in a 2. For the average person, not for yourself personally, but for the average person. So guys, it's not a government. It's not wealthy people that are going to change it. And I'm going to tell you why most wealthy people won't change it. Because they like it. They like it. They like having a class that is small and there's only a few in it, because that's how you can accumulate. When you start saying, hey, we're going to let as many people in that will help and get their butts off the couch, not talking about socialism or communism. I hate them. If you're sitting on the couch and you're not doing anything, you don't deserve to get anything. It's simple. The people that get up and do something deserve to prosper. They deserve to get compensated for it. The people that sit there and do nothing and wait for someone else to do it, get nothing. Zero. Zilch. But I'm telling you guys, we are either the ones that are going to change it and make a difference, or we're going to sit by and continue. Look, the Web3 can be completely hijacked by the founders of Web2. They have enough money. The Googles, the Microsofts, the Facebooks, all of them, they have enough money to completely hijack it. What they don't have is enough people. If we start getting the message out there and we get people to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to take my effort, my time, my energy, and I'm going to focus it on spreading the word and getting this out there. Soon, I've been talking about this solidly for almost 2 years now. For 2 years talking about this. And it's not going beyond this small group of people that we have. It's just sitting here. We had 27 people on the Zoom last week, and whatever's on YouTube right now, I could probably look, and probably the same amount of people watched it in replay as it did the week before. Because I think that everybody out there, and I know there's some exceptions here, I think you guys think that we are the ones that have to come up with the solution. There is no solution. The solution is, if you like what you're hearing, right, about decentralization web, we just need to get the message out to more people. And there's two ways to do that, right? One is money. So I could go out and say, let me go find a wealthy investor to put up all the money for it. Oh, wait a minute. That's the centralized way of doing things, right? We're trying to do things in a decentralized way. What's the power of a decentralized network? Is it wealthy investors? Or is it people? Community is commerce. Community is commerce. So we don't want to compromise and go to the wealthy investors, because then we don't need to be in the Web3 space. We just go start traditional businesses. I can become worth $150 billion someday like Jeff Bezos and spend $1 billion a year on rocket ships. No, I want to help 1 million people to be able to donate their job to somebody who needs it. Like, you can have my job. I don't need it anymore. I truly believe that, right now, my daughter just got married. They're starting to plan to have kids in the next couple of years. I want my grandchildren to grow up in a majority decentralized world. We've got to do something about it, guys, and it's not marketing campaigns. Look, we spent money on marketing. We've done PR. We've done all of it, guys. It has all been a total waste of effing money. A total waste. Because we understand that community is commerce. If you guys go look at the ones that have been successful, Shiba Inu, I bet you their marketing budget, their advertising budget is minuscule at most. Doge was started as a joke. It wasn't even a serious project. But their community members became believers in Doge, and they said to their friends in a bear market, they went out and said, you've got to get Doge, you've got to get Doge, you've got to get Doge. And finally their friends caved in and said, damn it, give me some Doge so you'll leave me alone. Shiba's the same way. Guys, I've looked at what Shiba has. Their products are shit. They have nothing of value. That what they have is a community behind them. That's it. They have a community. How the heck did Ethereum get away with $300 and $400 and $500 gas fees for as long as they did? Community. The people believed in it before the value was there. Community is the core. We've got to have people that want to eat, sleep, and breathe Nexus Ecosystem, the projects that we're doing, and all that stuff. And if we put that together, Otherverse, talking to people about it. I don't care if you are, you're a shareholder in it, you're a token holder, whatever it is. If you're part of the Nexus Ecosystem, anytime the Metaverse comes up, should be Otherverse, 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 Otherverse. I'm like a freaking broken record. Otherverse, 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 Otherverse. NSI, 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 NSI. Safood, Safood, Safood. TruBadger, TruBadger, TruBadger. Somebody asked me the other day, what tokens do you think I should buy? Hey, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would buy NSI and TruBadger tokens and Safoofy. Why? Because I know the people that are behind it, and I know they're not going to stop until they succeed. And they understand the core thing of a decentralized network, which is community is commerce. You take community as commerce, the right technology, the right team. Or you can say the community, the team, the technology. The technology and the team are interchangeable. The community is not. It is always at the top of the list. Give you a great example, OpenSea. OpenSea is in a decentralized marketplace, but guess what? It's a privately held organization. So what if somebody come along, they go, oh, wait a minute. We can start this thing called Blur. What the hell does Blur have to do with NFTs? If I got a blurry NFT, I would be pissed. I want a clean, beautiful image. I don't want something blurry. It doesn't make any sense. It didn't have to make sense as a name. What it made sense is with, hey, we're going to build a decentralized NFT platform where if you come and you buy and sell your NFTs on our platform, get some tokens. And then so key people said, you know what? I'm going to go buy and sell on Blur. And they said to their friends, hey, you should come over to Blur. Got no fees instead of OpenSea. And then they started bringing people over to Blur. Not because they were getting a referral bonus, not because they were getting anything, because they were using it and they knew if they built a big enough community behind Blur, that Blur could become the major in the marketplace. And guess what? They did. 4 times more NFTs are sold. You know when Blur started? Last February. In a bear market. Bear market. Their token today, I haven't looked at it today, yesterday was a $285 million market cap with 80% or more of those tokens belonging to the community. Community is commerce. But it's got to be a dedicated community that's willing to go out and help grow it and move it forward. And if you're sharing it, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Moving it forward. I know there are some people out there. I know Jody's on here. Oh my goodness. I was telling somebody the other day, if I had 20 Jodys, we'd be set. We'd have a gigantic community that was just killing it out there. And I know people don't like when I talk like this because they're like, oh, you know, you're supposed to pat everybody on the back and tell them that everything's all good and stuff like that. It is the way it is, guys. The numbers don't lie. Our community has not grown in the last 12 months. It's been slowly eroding away. And today we're on a call and I'm thinking about, hey, how can we get involved with these guys? How can we be a part of this? This is going to be gigantic. And I'm thinking, I tell them, no, we got to put it off. Let's talk next Monday. But next Monday, my answer to them is going to be, sorry, we can't do anything to help you. We do not have a big enough community because I am not putting my name on the line if I don't think we can get the job done. It's that simple. And I know a lot of you guys have gotten involved in a lot of projects, and I'm not asking anybody to put in not even one single penny more into anything. We're talking about growing the community base, getting people involved. Now, if you're scared that crypto is going to go away, then I would just sell everything out and go move on. Hanging on to something that you believe is not going to make it or fail doesn't make any sense. You should only be here on a Tuesday night at what, 10:35 in the East Coast. Dawn's like, Peter, shut up. I need to go to bed, right? So's Rhonda. Jan's like, hey, it's early. It's 7:35. I haven't even had dinner yet, right? So I'm good. I'm cool, right? I'm kind of in the middle, and I'm not going to go to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning anyway. So I got like, what, 6-8 more hours to talk right now to keep going over it. Look, guys, I love every single person that's on here, and I appreciate everyone here. But facts are facts. We need to figure out a way to get the community to grow. And whatever that is, that's what we need to do. Because if we can't grow a community during a bear market, then because somebody is building that community right now, somebody's having that success. And I believe the biggest community in this space, with a team of people with integrity and leadership that can move things forward and the right opportunities, will create, and I said this before, $1 trillion in wealth for the community. But it's not easy, because you've got to find founders that just go, you know what, instead of making $1 billion, I'm okay with 10 million or $20 million, right? Because I would rather share it with a lot more people that help me make it happen. Make the path easier. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Is we have to make the path easier to get the project off the ground. Otherwise, it's not worth it for the founders to share with the community in it, because if they're going to do all the work and everything else, that's what gets me when people get in projects and then like buy the token on the launch day and then sell it at the end of the day. Did they make a profit? Yes. But they're basically sucking the resources out of the project before the founders even had time to go out and launch it and build it. That's why it should almost be where all tokens of people that get in on the first day are locked, right? And they can't touch them for a certain period of time. But otherwise, you're not really helping the project and helping move it forward. But we know that's not you guys. We have the most phenomenal people that are holding. What we need to figure out is, how do we get these people that are holding to help us grow a community in a bear market? And I know some people are going, well, but my tokens are down. Yes, everybody's tokens are down. Everybody. Except for Blur, right? Blur's the damn exception, right? But everybody else is down. And I could take you from token to token to token to token to token to token. If you take the date of November 5th of 2021, okay, we can go look and we can see that Bitcoin is down, Ethereum is down, Polygon is down, BNB is down. Those are all the majors. And then if you get into tokens, oh my goodness, I've been showing them to these guys, tokens that are down 95%, 99%, 96%, that are good projects. I can take you guys to a project that the founders have found it one of the top 10 tokens in the world today. One of the 10 most valuable tokens in the world. The founders of that token created another token. Currently, right now, you can get that token at a $9 million market cap. The token they created is worth tens of billions of dollars. And right now, the market cap of that project is $9 million. So it's not us, right? It's the market. And we have to understand that right now. Oh my goodness, we should be exposing people to decentralized networks, cryptocurrency, NFTs, Web3, Metaverse, because right now, if we get them involved, their chances of having a positive result are 100 times better than if we wait for the next bull market and then try to get them to ape in at that point. This is the safest time right now, even if the market drops further. Let's say it does another thing like it did at the very bottom. I think it got to 580 billion. Let's say it goes from the trillion, 20-something billion that it is right now, back down to 500 billion, 580. That's about a 40-50% drop from where it's at. And then it takes off from there. Oh, the people that have positioned themselves, Raoul Paul, not me, has said that he believes ultimately by 2030 that the crypto market, blockchain, Web3, is going to be $100 trillion marketplace. That's 100x from where it's at right now. 100 times where it is right now. And I understand, guys, why the frustration is there, right? you got involved in some projects, you go check, you look, it's worth less maybe than what you paid. Maybe it's worth a little bit more than what you paid, whatever it is. But remember, we look at this stuff every single day, and we get up and we brush ourselves off and we work 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, depending on who it is and what they're doing, on making sure that when the market takes back off again, when the bull comes, not F, when the bull comes, that we're as prepared as we possibly can. So we're not sitting there regretting that we didn't do enough during that period to accumulate as much wealth as we want to create. And that's the question. If you're just sitting on the sidelines right now, not outgrowing the community, and if it's not this community, go find another one, right? Find one you want to get excited about and you can grow. If something we've done has made it to where you have some doubt, like, I don't know if these guys are the right people, then leave this community and go find another community that you can get involved with. Because ultimately, to me, the success of the decentralized is not the Nexus success, and the success of a decentralized Web3 strong world are separate things. We're doing it in that space, but ultimately the most important thing is the success of the decentralized, a majority decentralized world, a better world for, for people to grow up in, right? For our future generations. I got another 60 years probably at least left here, right? I'm not just doing this for my grandkids. I'm doing this so when I'm an old guy and, I need a little walker to get around, that I don't have, hooligans throwing stuff at me and knocking me over. And they're not trying to get my money because they're jealous because they live in a world where it's just a whole bunch of rich people and a whole bunch of poor people. I don't want to be the Russian royal family where they come and, what is the Romanovs? I don't want them to come storm my castle. And how do we do that? By making it a more fair system and making it where if people are willing to do something, they're willing to participate, they're willing to be a part of something, they're willing to support a project and help it become successful. Boom. Magic. Community is commerce. The participatory economy. Do you guys know that this team, us, we pioneered that word, participatory economy? If you go look it up before we spoke of it, it was never spoken of. The first place it was ever spoken, the participatory economy, was 7 years ago from this team. We've understood this before we dug deep into crypto, that entrepreneurs, successful people, driven people need to come up with a business model, a mechanism that would allow for everyday people to be a part of it, to allow a rising tide to actually truly raise all ships. Don, you got anything else? It's your call. I'm sorry. I got to give it back to Don.
I mean, just take over.
Giving it back to Don. You asked for an update. That was my update.
That's very true. Very true. I should shut my mouth. I did ask you for an update. That was amazing. I just want to say real quick, look at Marty Rocks being all grown up in Web3 and everything. I'm so impressed with you, my friend. Do a Twitter raid. I never thought I would hear that from Marty Rocks. Like the original, I won't take Crayola's name, but she was there in the very beginning with Digi and everything. And look at you now. That's just beautiful. We have a lot going on, y'all. Trying to get you into Web3. We are working so hard back here in the background. and a lot of exciting things coming and happening because of that. And we had an amazing call with Reza, our blockchain developer, about a week ago, I guess now. And, you know, things are moving on in Muon. Things are moving on in Utopia 42. Good things are happening all around us. And we're all a big part of it. And that's beautiful and fun. And we talked to him about a couple of projects that we're working really hard on. So his devs are taking a look at everything that we came up with, and they are investigating everything and looking at examples and just trying to come up with a plan. So we've got some really good things this year that we're very excited about. Things that are going to help not only our community, but every community. So that's really big for us. You know, we started in this little garage over here, and now we're taking it elsewhere. So it's going to be super big. And then, of course, Otherverse. Oh my gosh, we can't even say enough about Otherverse and all the advancements that they've had in just a couple of months. It's outstanding what they're doing over there. Do y'all want to see some show and tell? Should I drop a bomb? Speaking of Otherverse, should I? Okay, I have 2 bombs actually. So one bomb.
Bombs away, baby. Bombs away.
Bombs away.
Luckily,
Ooh.
you're not traveling on a plane right now.
Yes. Very lucky. Very lucky. So one is we will have credit card processing for the Otherverse packages this week. Sharona and I have been testing. I love you, Sharona. Thank you for being my sidekick tester. I love that so much. We've been testing a lot. We've been working with the devs, and they are this close to having it all figured out and incorporated. And I think tomorrow, I'm praying hard. Tomorrow is the day, but it will be this week. We're that close. We've got it implemented. We're just testing. We're testing with the merchant. It's all good. Everything's going really well. So that's
we already have a
exciting.
graphic. That's how close we are.
We already have a graphic to announce. Absolutely. So as soon as it's live and ready and everybody can dive
That's
in,
the good
and
sign.
everybody can dive in, you can just, yeah, you'll see the post. You'll know right away. So the second thing is because of the packages, Peter really thought that it would be a great idea to create NFTs, right? To represent your packages. So I'll do a little show and tell if you want me to. Really fun.
Do you have any leftover
really
pizza
fun.
tomorrow?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, all right.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so these are going to be unique NFTs. We've not done this before, so it's kind of fun. I'm sorry, I'm just moving everything around because I can't see anything. These are going to be 2-sided NFTs. Can everybody see my screen? Yes? No? I can't see Zoom. Can somebody be
Yes.
audible?
Affirmative.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I was giving you the thumbs up.
I can't see it. I'm looking at my shared screen. Anyway, they're going to be 2-sided. So you're going to have just a beautiful graphic on the front, and on the back, you're going to see what is in your package. Okay. So that's going to be really fun to have for the first time. It is going to be on Polygon, very, very minimal fees. These will come out probably in the next couple weeks. We're working on smart contract right now and testing things, and everybody that already purchased a package, of course, you will be on a whitelist that I will just build, and you'll just have a free mint, and it'll be super simple. It'll be just really cheap Polygon, no big deal. For everybody that purchases a package live and gets an NFT, they will be able to just mint their NFT immediately if they want to. If they don't have a wallet, we'll still use cross-mint like we did for the others. You know, so that'll be a good thing for them. little custodial wallet. They can use credit card, all those kinds of things. So we're incorporating all of that, building all that in. So it's taken a little bit of time to navigate through all that, but this is what we'll have. These are just examples. I'm not going to show all of them, of course, because there's a lot, but you can just kind of see some of the different packages based on what we've got. And I'll just show the business one real quick. The business one, and then of course the network business account will look like that. So thoughts, comments, thumbs up?
Amazing, Dawn.
Good deal. Perfect. So that'll be super fun. We'll get that launched pretty soon here. Let's see. Other than that, of course, Blockchain Alliance. Oh my word. I mean, Peter, what can you say about Blockchain Alliance? My gosh.
Yeah, we're doing well. We actually had a question there, and somebody said, "Hey, if I'm in Nexus, why would I become part of Blockchain Alliance?" Well, guys, that's completely up to you. Blockchain Alliance is, I had shared with Josh what we're doing with Nexus. Of course, we're a free community. We don't compensate. The compensation is in rising tide raises all ships, right? So if you go out and share with people, we don't have a way for you to, hey, we'll pay you a commission, we'll pay you this. Blockchain Alliance was the idea that, hey, there are some major networkers. And I'm going to be honest, we talked to a lot of networkers that were big people, some that had teams of 1 million people about Nexus Ecosystem. And we talked to them about what we do and TruBadger and Safufied and Insights. And they would get excited and they say, hey, I want to share this with my community, with my people. They built traditional network marketings. But then when it came time to share, they just didn't do it, right? Whether it was they thought that they would risk losing people, they would risk losing their check in their MLM that they're making, 6 figures, 7 figures a month, all different reasons, right? But we just know they promised us or told us that they would share and they just didn't do it. And not one. If there were 10, there were, 30, 40 different networkers of all different sizes that we talked with. And most of them bought tokens themselves, and a few shared on a couple of calls, 1 call or something, and a few people, but nobody really helped drive it and take it seriously, guys. So when Josh came to me and said, hey, I believe that the way to do this is in order to figure out a model to incentivize the leaders, then to help grow a community. And I believe community is commerce. I don't care if I get there with a free community or if I get there with a paid community. I just know I need a community to help drive projects and bring the right projects to the marketplace. So if a paid community is what it will take, and we have the people that love MLMs, they love building paid communities, they love to make 6 figures a month. So for them to build a community that provides value. So the Blockchain Alliance, the training in it, the NFTs, the software, all of that stuff has value, right? I believe that the $199 a month it is to be in Blockchain Alliance is absolutely worth it. 40% of that is going to go to pay a commission structure through an MLM. So if that's what it takes to build the community, that then we can say, hey, Nexus is a friendly community to that community, and we can bring value that way. That's what we're doing. So if you're a networker and you go, hey, I'd love to share and make money off of Web3 and people getting educated and be a part of it, then Blockchain Alliance is for you. But if you're just somebody who says, you know what, I'm not ever going to share it with anybody, then it's probably not for you. You can get Digi and NSI outside of it. We have trainings, we talk about the stuff, we find projects, we do all that stuff inside of the Nexus ecosystem. So I'm definitely not against people becoming part of Blockchain Alliance. I hope we have 1 million active users in the next 18 months. Because that's a 1 million size community that is being educated, that is there, and they're serious because they're paying money every single month to be a part of it. And then the activity level there should be strong for us to push projects out there and help drive these. So I don't have to sit there and cry when I have to turn down a phenomenal project that we just don't have the community for, right? I don't have to shed any more tears because I'm running out of tissue here at my desk because I'm in tears because I'm having to turn away things. So Blockchain Alliance is part of our solution. We believe in it. We believe it's going to create some millionaires, 100,000-aires, going to create a lot of wealth, going to educate a lot of people. And look, to me, we need to get to decentralization, whether that's through a paid community, a free community, I don't know, a hostage situation. If we got to go kidnap people and make them hostages to make it be part of the community, whatever it is, right? However that community needs to be built, then I'm for it, right? I got to go to China and get Xi Jinping to make all of China part of the network. I don't know how I got to do it, but whatever it is, I got to figure out how to get it done. So that's the reason for that. So, but guys, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't worry about it. We're going to continue to move Nexus Ecosystem forward. We're going to continue to find great projects. We're going to continue to be a part of all the stuff that we're doing and moving stuff forward. So hopefully that answers your question. That's a short answer for a long question. Oh, no, I think it's the other way around. I think it's a long answer for a short question. Back to you, Dawn.
Well, that's it for my updates, I think. All I can think of at the moment, it was kind of on the fly. Rhonda, any updates from you? Yanni, Sharona? Oh, I will tell you on the credit card processing real quick, just so you understand expectations here. We can only use credit card on the personal packages. So we are working on another solution for the bigger packages. That will come in the next couple weeks. But yes, 750 or below, that's all the personal packages will be able to use credit card this week. So just wanted to share that so you understand. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else unless you can think of anything I should talk about.
Somebody asked in there a Star Babies update. I'll give it real quick. There's 2 films that are coming up, one in the Europe or UK and one here in the US. I think it's going to be filmed in Georgia, where there'll be opportunities for people to be some of the roles, right? To start using some of their NFTs. The Star Babies NFT series is now a standalone series, and we're going to get people roles in these next couple films, and then we're going to move forward and start producing some stuff. To be honest with you guys, Star Babies itself, the NFT series, may produce its own films, which means the film will be 100% owned by the NFT project, except for stuff that we share in it. So we've got a lot of great stuff happening there and moving forward. But there should be, by, I would say, the next 60 to 90 days, there'll be some opportunities for people to be in a project. If everything continues to go well, things can change. And then another project in the next, I think it goes into pre-production in June.
Something like that.
Something like that in the UK. So there'll definitely be some opportunities for people to start being in films. And we look forward to continue to drive that, move that forward, and make some incredible things happen there. NFTs, one of the biggest areas it's going to disrupt is going to be the film industry, right? Because of the special rewards and being able to, do what it can do. Once we get this rolling and we have it, then we'll put the NFTs back up for sale. We still have some left in the treasury to then bring in some additional funds to produce more films. So that's kind of our goal right now, to move that forward and make that happen, but it's continuing to happen. I don't know how many people on here bought an Otherverse trunk when it was up for sale. Great. So we're getting ready to do a thing with another project with Blockchain Alliance, which will sell out the NFTs, the rest of the trunks, and then we'll do another mint day at a set thing, and that'll be gone. You guys will have an opportunity, if you want to we're going to offer to the people that have already bought one additional trunk each that you can purchase before it goes to the Blockchain Alliance to sell it out. And then, of course, you'll have the beta and all that stuff. And if you guys go on OpenSea right now, the floor price is 0.9 ETH, so about $1,400 per NFT. And I believe that once people see what has been produced, I don't think, with the trunk representing 5 to 12 NFTs, separate NFTs, when it goes to the next phase, when it goes to the final phase, the apartments that'll overlook. The cool thing is about in a metaverse is that every apartment can have a view of the plaza that's there. And again, it's digital. So imagine in that plaza, because the idea is to attract people there. So Otherverse will go, hey, Justin, will you come to a concert in our plaza? And they'll do an exclusive concert in the plaza, right? People will come into the plaza. Only so many people can attend. If you own one of those apartments, different apartments will have different, some will hold 10 people, some will hold 20, some will hold 30 people, right? If you do it, they'll have these porches, decks. You'll be able to invite people to come be at your apartment, right? And watch the concert, because the privileges of owning those apartments is that you get the spectacle of what's happening down there, right? And I believe that when something is digital, right, you have this ability to what? Blow it up and bring it closer to you, right? So almost like having those apartments would be like what? Just about having a front row seat, right? I'd be able to bring the music to me, right? Or a comedian, or any of the stuff that's happening there in that space. And just like anything else, why do people pay, millions and millions and millions of dollars to have an apartment on Park Avenue? Because you get a Park Avenue address. You get to live on Park Avenue. Same apartment on 9th Street or 9th Avenue, whatever's in New York. I don't know. I'm making up the address, right? But whatever it is, that apartment's $1 million. The one on Park Avenue, same size, is $7 million, right? 7 times as expensive. Location, 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 location. So when the metaverse is launched and people see what is coming, right, and they're able to experience it, and they realize that this metaverse, the whole infrastructure, everything put together, that this is going to be the one, who knows how much those apartments will go through for. I'm not even going to try to estimate it, right? I don't know. Maybe at some point somebody goes, oh my goodness, here's a reason to have it. We don't even understand right now some of the things that'll be done in the metaverse. There may be a absolute reason to have that apartment, right? Maybe I can put my own billboard in my apartment right in the Times Square area where people can look up and go, oh, look, there's my banner, there's my apartment. And have 1 million people a day, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million people a day coming through this portal, coming through this area where they come in, and there's the stores around there and all that stuff. So we don't know yet what that will look like, but we do know that it's going to take place. And mark my words, in the next 8 to 10 years, you'll be doing just about everything you do online will be being done through Web3 in a metaverse.
Well,
I have both a pink trunk and a black trunk. I bought 2 trunks because I'm not sexist. I bought a male trunk and a female trunk because I got to tell you, if the male trunk got really like 800 ETH, I wanted to own it. And if the female trunk went to 1,000 ETH, I wanted to own it. I didn't want to own the male trunk and have it be worth like 200 ETH, and then the female trunk's worth 700, and I lost 500. So I just bought one of each.
Diversity in your wallet.
That's right. That's just smart business. Absolutely.
Where my mind went
can't-
was Peter's not competitive. Well, wait, no, he's even competitive with himself. Like, okay.
Well, I just know I can't wait for all of y'all to come to my little apartment and sit on the balcony and watch a concert. I'm so
Housewarming
excited.
party at Don's house.
That's right. Yes.
Popping bodies on the.
Cannot wait.
I'll bring the virtual beer.
That's perfect. Yes. BYOB. I love it.
V beer, trademark, registered.
That's right.
Good idea.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's really exciting, y'all, what's coming in Otherverse. We've seen y'all might have seen it. I don't know if y'all saw it, but a recent demo. And wow, things are really, really grooving there. It's really fun. They have another demo, I think, this week. So hopefully we can get in on that too and share some more stuff and have some more posts about what's really in world and what they've developed and built. And it's really exciting.
Yeah, Dawn, I want to cover something on that. So as soon as we're able to, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 or 5 weeks at most, we should be able to bring about 20 people through the metaverse at a time. So the first people that we'll be able to bring through are the people that were accredited investors and participated in the token sale. The second ones will be the people that have NFTs. Third, we're going to come up with something that if you guys do, you can get a chance. And we'll start walking people through, maybe do a demo a day and bring 20 people through at a time. So we'll get that arranged where you guys can actually see it, be a part of it. But we're not only going to do that. When we take you through it, we're going to do a demo, 30, 40 minutes. And then we're going to take you to 5 or 6 other metaverses. So you can see the difference between what is really going on in a Decentraland, what is going on in Sandbox, what are going on in these other metaverses. Because if you don't understand the metaverse, you're like, wow, this is cool. If you understand the metaverse, you're like, holy freaking Christmas trees, right? This is unbelievable. And you can see the future right in front of you, and you can see the head start. Me and Dawn had created a slide. I don't know if you can grab it, Dawn, our slide at the end of the pitch deck there. And it's one of the most famous horse races ever, right? When Secretariat comes around the corner. I love the movie, right? Because it gets dead silent at that point, and then the music goes off, and there's Secretariat just leaving everybody in the dust. And so me and Dawn took that photo, the black and white photo of that, because we understood what the difference was. And we didn't understand this by just Brian going, oh, by the way, I'm the best in the world at metaverses. We went into Decentraland, and we went around Decentraland, and we went into Sandbox, and we're like, okay, now let's go see what Brian has. And Brian walked us through the early version of it, which is nothing compared to what it is now. And we said, you know what? This metaverse is light years ahead of everyone else, right? I believe still today, the race that Dawn's going to share with you is the greatest victory in the history of horse racing. The longest, most amount of space that was right there. There's Secretariat, Otherverse, and back there is Meta, Decentraland, Sandbox, and then behind them are the other 30 or 40 metaverses that are trying to figure out how to get something done. And one of the keys is they're trying to race so much to get something out there that they're putting garbage out. We will not do that. What will be coming out from Otherverse, from Brian Schuster, from this setup that we're doing will be something that people will go, wow. Absolutely wow. Back to you, Dawn.
That's all I got. I think that's a wrap. Unless Yanni wants to say something. Anyone else?
I just wanted to say, I guess Otherverse trunk NFTs aren't in the bear market.
Right?
That's exactly it. Drew asked the question, did Facebook kill Meta? No, they just took their focus off of it. You know, their main focus was they're moving into AI now. They're going to, of course, they own Oculus, so they need the mask to go. I believe that the key to this is Mark Zuckerberg thought he could buy his way because he had the idea, you know, the thought process. He looked at what Decentraland did. He looked what Sandbox did. And he goes, you know, we own Oculus. We need to be a leader in it. He thought they could own the platform. So, of course, they launched their own. It's still there. It's not going away. They're not taking it down tomorrow. They still have teams working on it. They just realized that it wasn't just the money. It's the experience in the space that matters. And here's the problem is you can go hire 10,000 people tomorrow. There are so few people on this planet that actually understand running a metaverse. You can find maybe a few people that worked at Second Life, but they didn't run a metaverse. They worked for a metaverse. There are only a couple of people alive on this earth that have successfully run a metaverse. There's Roblox, there's Second Life, and there's Otherverse. Those are the three that have actually had, whoever's running those three are the ones that have had the experience of running the day-to-day operations of it. So that you can't go find 50 people that have run it and said, hey, let's hire this guy to come in and do it. There's people that have built video games. There's people that have built, you know, what do you call it? Fortnites, right? The battle royale games, but games and metaverses are completely different. One is a set environment that has very narrow things, right? I can go here, I can go here, I can shoot somebody. When I shoot somebody, when you start talking in metaverse, you completely change it, because 100% of that has 100,000, 10,000 different people that get to determine what they do in the game that might not be something that you have a set of rules for. You don't have there's a name for them, but a non-player player, right? A non-player
NPC.
What's that?
NPC.
An NPC in there that can answer questions and do stuff. It's a live metaverse. It's real. And so it's completely different than video games. And that's why the AAA games have not been able to successfully get into the play to earn space. They're not going to be the ones that are going to dominate the space. It's the people that have a new way of thinking, not trying to take an old way and put it into a new way, but a new way of thinking, and then figuring out how to build and develop that technology that's there. It's not just the patents. It's not just the head start that Otherverse has. It's the fact that we have one of the very few people that have actually run a successful metaverse that has done billions of dollars in their internal commerce token, Ray tokens, and that has had tremendous success. And that's in that space, guys. We're looking for the same people in all the other spaces, in DeFi and NFTs and in the movie industry and all these other things. Our goal is to find the right people that can implement and pull off the things so we can bring value to you guys as to the community, and together we can create $1 trillion in wealth. Dawn, back to you.
Okay, last call. Any more questions? Rhonda, anything? Sharona, beautiful Sharona and all her messaging.
I'm good.
I
thank
love
you.
listening to Peter's genius and his way of understanding markets and technologies and the way they come together. And I love, my brain just likes to compile everything and try to come up with short sentences that you know make me remember the things that he says. And what tonight was, Web3 is the perfect bridge to close the wealth gap, because it gives power to individuals in their future.
I love that. I want a t-shirt, Don. Can you make me a t-shirt?
You got it.
That's
Anything for
awesome.
you,
I
Don.
love to wear that
Donna's
around.
already making the graphic, because that's something we got to post on
Yeah.
Facebook. She's already making it. I know
That's
she
right.
did.
I know she is.
Okay, that's good.
Got her
Yeah.
phone app. She's got it.
She's working away on it.
That is a beautiful statement. Yes, very short and sweet, and so
Just
true.
repeat it one more time so I make sure I get the last half of it right.
I got you covered.
Web3 is the perfect vehicle.
Perfect bridge to
Bridge.
Perfect
close the
bridge
wealth gap.
to bridge wealth gap. Okay.
Bridge.
Don't worry,
The
I
wealth
won't
gap-
forget.
Vehicle.
Rhonda, the wealth gap
bridge.
needs to be the Grand Canyon. So get a picture of the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
And that's
Don't
the
mess
wealth
with
gap.
my artistic freedom.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not
okay.
gonna mess with it.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I forgot.
Simmer down now.
Because that's exactly where it was going.
Okay.
That's good. I like that.
Oh, that was good though. I like the Grand Canyon aspect.
I like
No,
the idea. I was going to try
Thank
to
you,
say it was
Dawn.
my idea, but it's not.
I know. It's collective. It's all of our idea. That's why we're a team.
This is Web3, man.
That's right, man. Get on the bus. That's
my stars,
awesome.
I love
Thank
you
y'all for
guys.
a great call. Oh my gosh, y'all are so fun. Thank you for being our community. We love you to pieces, and we're
Me
going to
too.
keep pushing for you. We're going to keep fighting for you. You know, we would love it to be bigger so we can fight for more people. So we know that's coming. It's coming. So thank you for being here, and thank you for this great night in AMA. And thank you, Peter, for your amazing words of wisdom always. You're so brilliant. We're so lucky to have you. And thank you for leading us. And yeah, we love all of you too. Thank you and good night.
Amen.
Thanks, everybody.
Amen.
Thanks, everyone.